Good evening, good morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host, Shauna. Let's get into this. Hi, guys. This is live. This is not pre-recorded. So, if I mess up and I don't delete it, I'm sorry. Okay? I had a late park day. I was actually not even trying to be out here in this, but I got invited to go play basketball, so I just said, you know what, while I'm here, let me get a couple of sets in, or whatever, like, while I'm out here. I'm not really sure if you guys have been, like, listening, but if you have been following, then you would know that we are desperately trying to phase through this periodic table segment. I'm sorry, series, but it's been rough, okay? Out of the 4 elements that are most fundamental to 96% of things living on Earth, we covered 3. We've done oxygen, hydrogen, and carbon. We need to do nitrogen, right? But as we know by now, every now and again, the Most High will cut through and come through with a word, right? Now, I wanted to first say that this is live, so y'all are going to hear some stuff in the background. I do apologize for whatever you hear that is not supposed to be a part of the recording, but this is live. Mainly because I'm coming on late, so I had to do this live so it can be up on time, right? But, okay, yeah. So, initially, I had another topic, like, that I was supposed to be discussing right now. Aside from the periodic table, I had another, topic, which was the Most High, because I said, well, who do we need to guard ourselves against, right? Who do we need to guard ourselves against? What kind of weapons do we need to equip ourselves with, right? And then I had asked that question like 2 months ago, and then, is that the police? That's the cops. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm recording. I'm sorry. This is live, so I'm so sorry. But, so yeah. And then I was guided to look into some things and read up on some things, right? And then I found out that everybody, all of these cultures have invested in, this is so random, have invested in defense, right? Self-defense mainly. And then the conversation came back up earlier, and then I realized, like, I forgot, because I was supposed to do research earlier for this topic, but I didn't, because I'm not gonna lie, I was not sure if I was supposed to talk about this today. I knew that I was supposed to continue on with the nitrogen topic, but obviously, again, God do what he want to do around here, right? But I did want to say that I'm extremely delicate, like, in the spirit, and I just wanted to make sure that before we moved forward, we went over this. Like, God wants us to appreciate our spiritual gifts. Like, before we start moving forward and advancing and getting sober and, changing our environments, we have to start small. We have to start with the things that may seem minuscule and may seem minor, but they're actually the gateway and the keys that's required to get us to the next level. If you don't appreciate your gifts, if you don't have gifts that you are willing to tap into, hone in on, utilize for the greater good, and protect, that's going to be a problem. Like, if you don't feel the need to solely thank the Most High for your gifts alone, like, right? Because we can thank God for a job, for a house, for family, for good health, for prosperity, right? But how often are you showing your appreciation for your spiritual gifts and abilities, for the things that you were able to accomplish via your gifts? These are inheritances, right? Your spiritual gifts are inherited from your ancestors. So, and I'm saying people like who don't, like, if you don't, engage in like rituals and things like that. Obviously, if you do rituals, you would have to thank somebody because, sacrifices and things like that are necessary. But I'm saying if you're a person who strictly works with the elements and you have a direct line to the creator and the spiritual world and your ancestors and your spirit guides, right? That's mainly what I'm making reference to, because this is what keeps us alive. The visions, the voices, the messages, the feelings, the dreams, all the different things. If you know, right? Because we went over the different clairs, right? Being clairaudient and clairvoyant and all of those things. Those are spiritual gifts. The more you use them, the more you utilize your gifts, the stronger they will become. But the key is being grateful for even having them. The gift of discernment is a gift. Not everyone can get a really, good sense of when something is wrong or when people are wrong. I mean, we innately have intuition and instinct, right? Like we talked about that yesterday, but to be grateful, like humbly grateful, and not misuse them or overutilize them is the thing. Because if you use your gifts to manipulate people, that's misusing your gifts, right? That's abusing your power. Some people have manifestation tools out the ass, right? They can make almost anything go in their favor. You have people that have spiritual gifts that have come from the Most High, but because of how they are utilizing their gifts, the creator will disown you. The creator will disconnect. The creator will not allow you to tap into the other gifts that you have. The creator will not allow you to get certain things, no matter how good you are at manifesting or who you made a covenant with. The creator won't allow certain things to happen if you overutilize your gifts. If you are manipulating people, if you are doing things you shouldn't be doing with your power, this is abuse of power. And a lot of people do that in the spiritual, conscious, and religious community. Not just one or the other, in all of them, right? So I think, especially for me, because I always thank God for spiritual insight and discernment and my gifts and, showing me certain things. And it took a really long time to get comfortable with knowing that this is real. In the beginning, you're going to think you're fucking crazy. And people are actually going to convince you that you are. But it's your job to continue to build your relationship with the creator to further confirm the things that you know, but you just need that confirmation because you just need the confirmation, like you're human, right? Now, with the misrepresentation and the misuse of gifts, I know a lot of people who do things with their power, and I don't, like I said before, I got a message about a month or so ago about the creator telling people to start wrapping up their altars into move pictures. He was saying stop lighting candles. And if you're going to do anything, you need to just simply work with elements like fire, water, air coming out in the dirt and things like that. Right? Obviously, if you're doing graveyard magic and death spells and trying to plant things that shouldn't be planted or growing, obviously he's not encouraging that, right? He is encouraging us to use what he gave us, not to use things that he gave us for bad. Your intentions is what makes everything work for you And when people have to get harmed for you to gain, that's a problem. That's problematic. So our job as his little ones is to have a good understanding of what our lane even is, because a lot of people have been practicing forbidden witchcraft, magic, voodoo. Like, a lot of the stuff that people are using is like ancient, right? And the issue is the dimension and timeline that we're in right now. That magic and witchcraft and the seances and the rituals are outdated. They are for a different time. And what's happening is they're opening portals that were closed for a reason. And people don't realize when they start tapping into these different energies and they're calling on spirits that are supposed to be in a different dimension, and you bring them here, you need to be careful, because you open your own bloodline back up to karma. People don't realize it doesn't matter if you're doing a sacrifice or not. Even if the energy were to manifest, you still are opening yourself up to a portal that is closed. So that is the issue. A lot of people feel like, oh, well, I didn't hurt anyone and I got what I wanted. And I use my power for this and that, just for a little bit of money to go on vacation, or just for a little bit of, power so I won't get fired and so I could bring my whole family onto the job, or just so, I could make a little money to pay my bills. Like, it doesn't matter what you're doing it for. When you start practicing magic that you should not be practicing, there is a problem. Our job is to maintain balance. Indeed, some of us, the Creator will allow some witch doctors and priests to carry out dark energy because there is a need for balance. So he will allow certain people to rock out for 30 and 40 and 50 years. He'll even make it so where that bloodline can stay in that energy to bring karma, right? Karma is what allows us to live in a balanced environment, whether it's in the physical or the spiritual. It doesn't really matter. So overall, I think we need to start practicing healthier ways of manifesting. Writing, scribing is one of the most powerful manifestation tools. And me personally, I haven't been scribing because I'm not stable. I'm not in my own place. Like we talked about this, I'm homeless right now. So I don't really have a space to create, like my own space to create. So, but I know from experience that writing is one of the most powerful manifestation tools. Water for me is the go-to. I use water to manifest all the time. If you know, you know. If you don't, it's your job to tap in with your ancestors to see what type of powers your bloodline has, because that's another thing. Not everyone has access to certain tools. These gifts are inherited by certain bloodlines. So when you attack people in certain bloodlines, you start to lose your gifts. Your bloodline starts to get weak. It looks like you're inheriting and you're gaining now, but on the back and the front end, there's a lot of losses going down. And it may not seem like it initially, but trust me, when you start having kids that are dying before you, like when you have to bury your offspring, when they're sick, when they are illegitimate, those are signs and symptoms of any kind of karma trickling down through the bloodline. Even behavior problems, right? Because this warfare is not limited to anything, right? None of this is limited to. So the overall topic is to be grateful for the gifts you have and use them for the greater good. Not to manipulate, not to get your way, not to profit and benefit, unless that is what the Creator is specifically wanting you to do for whatever his reasoning and rationing is. Okay? I'm going to leave it there. I do love y'all. I hope y'all are getting y'all water. Like, get them gallons down per day. Working out, eating your fruits and vegetables, and sipping your tea because it's free. And I hope y'all are getting y'all rest too, okay? And I love y'all again, alright? I hope y'all are really taking care of yourselves. And I'm going to put that tutoring schedule up really soon. All right? I love y'all. Peace.